Rashid Shaheed could have a much bigger role for the New Orleans Saints this season under head coach Kellen Moore. He could be the key to success, a major key, if you will, for the black and gold, and I'm going to explain my case here in today's video. I personally believe that Rashid Shaheed is going to have a breakout season. I am a big-time believer in Rashid Shaheed. Ever since he signed as an undrafted free agent, I've been one of his biggest supporters in the Saints community, and I can tell you right now, I think this is the year that the national media and the rest of the NFL is going to learn the name of Rashid, the Need for Speed Shaheed. And if you want to see number 22 have a big year, I need you to hit the thumbs up icon and like this video. I want to see him have an absolutely astonishing year. I want to see so many deep catches. I want to see him burn your least favorite team, CB, and I want to see him absolutely crush it this year. If you're with me, let's drop a like on today's video. Now, Rashid Shaheed, in my opinion, is an absolutely awesome weapon to have on the New Orleans Saints roster. And for a team that gets a lot of crap and a lot of flack for not having a good roster, I think that this is a player that isn't just a pass catcher. He is a weapon, not just as a receiver, but as a rushing threat, as a kick return threat, as a punt return threat. This guy is just a baller when it comes to being a producing factor for the New Orleans Saints. And in 2024, limited sample size because he missed most of the season due to injury, he had a career high in his receiving yards per catch at 17.5. He had a career high in his kick return average at 28.5 yards per return. He had a career high in punt return yards, 15.9 yards per return. This is a player who did not have a career high in the rushing attack. So you can assume and maybe take a guess at where this conversation might be headed. Now, with Rashid Shaheed, we barely got to see what happened with him. If he had been able to play the rest of the season, who knows what would have happened. He was on track to have a phenomenal year. He was on track to be one of the leading, if not the leading receiver for New Orleans. And I do think that this year, we're really going to get to see the toolbox open up, if you will, and the playbook around this player open up. Kellen Moore, I'm looking at you, my friend, because I know you're an offensive mind. I know you're creative. I know you're innovative. I know you love to get very, what's the word? You like to get very creative with how you utilize your players. You also like to tap into the skill sets and tap into the strengths of the rosters. So with Kellen Moore, I want to see Rashid Shaheed be utilized in multiple different fashions. So what exactly would that new role be? Well, it should be more than just a receiver. It should also be as a rushing threat. I'm going to make my case. I'm going to explain my thoughts here. Ross Jackson, want to give him a big-time shout-out because he recently put together a really interesting blog discussing Rashid Shaheed and how he's been used in the past and how important it's going to be to get creative with this guy this season. So I just got to say shout-out to him. He's one of the best in the biz. Friend of the program. Go show him some love as well. Shaheed's first touch, in case you forgot, 2022, Week 6 versus the Bengals. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase come to the Superdome for the first time since, it was the first time since being with the LSU Tigers. 44-yard touchdown run on a jet sweep. You remember that? I do. It was awesome. We were not live for that one, unfortunately. But you know what else was really cool? We were live for this one. Rashid Shaheed's second touch ever in the NFL. The first time he touched a 44-yard touchdown run. Second time, 54-yard touchdown pass on Thursday Night Football in Arizona. That game was terrible. It was not fun. But it was the first touchdown of the game in Week 7. It was an absolutely crazy play. Andy Dalton, remember when he had Andy Dalton, heaves it downfield. Rashid Shaheed burns all the DBs, and he gets loose, and then they try to pull his shirt down to try to tackle him. Didn't work. These are the types of plays that the New Orleans Saints should be itching and seeking to draw up for Rashid Shaheed. We're going to talk a little bit more about the rushing attack. We're going to talk more about why Rashid Shaheed specifically is a player to lean on. I have to encourage you, though, to subscribe here to Saints Now by Chat Sports, because we're going to be live here on the channel every single snap this season. That means we're going to see every single Rashid Shaheed deep pass. You're going to get to see my face turn red like a fire truck or a stop sign after Rashid Shaheed scores a deep pass. You're going to get to see every single Chris Olave catch, every single Alvin Kamara run, every single sack that Chase Young has. We're going to be live for it here on the channel, so I encourage you to subscribe and join us for free. Turn on your notifications. It's Saints content by fans for fans. Now, Taesm Hill, he is going to be missing some serious time because he's recovering from a major knee injury. Reminder, he tore his ACL and injured his knee against the Rams after an absolutely insane game against the Cleveland Browns. So he will not be back until later in the season. It was in December that he suffered the injury. You could assume 10, 11 months probably for a recovery. I don't want to try to put a date in your mind. I don't want to try to speculate, but I can tell you he will not be ready to go week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. It'll probably be closer to the middle or second half of the season that we get to see Taesm Hill return to action. And that's a problem because Taesm Hill is a massive, massive crutch and a huge factor for the Saints offense that is now going to be missing, especially. This would have been nice to have with the rookie quarterback in Tyler Shough or the young quarterback in Spencer Rattler, just to have as something to fall back on. But with Taesm Hill being out, this is now an offense that needs to lean on Alvin Kamara. They need to lean on Rashid Shaheed. They need to lean on some of their playmakers because there's no question about it. Alvin Kamara is going to get fed. Like, he will get opportunities to put up stats. He will touch the ball quite a bit. He will, in my opinion, have over 1,000 rushing yards. But I also think you cannot put all of the pressure and all of the extra snaps and all of that run on Alvin Kamara. One, you're going to beat him the hell up and he's not going to be able to last all season. Two, why would you try to give this guy the ball every single time? If he's on the field, you give him the ball, it's pretty easy to sniff out what's going to happen. So I think that Rashid Shaheed can be a crutch for the Saints offense because not only can you utilize him as a deep threat, you can utilize him on crossing routes. If you want to try to create some space, have him use a little bit of in and out routes, have him do some crossers on the outside with like Juwan Johnson or with Olave or somebody, isolate him and get him one-on-one. Like, this is a player who can do a lot of things, and I think that the Saints should lean on him just as much as they lean on Alvin Kamara. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. A lot of people out there as well feel the same way. Now, we're going to continue this conversation, but I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't tell you about this sick deal we got going on. This shirt was $55. Now it's only $33. Are you kidding me? Savings like that are impossible to come by, especially in this economy. Chatsports.com/Saints Prime. Link is clickable in the comments and description of this video. I like to call these shoodies. It's a short sleeve hoodie. So go get yourself a shoodie today if you're a real one. Now, the key to success, the major key to success, the goal of Kellen Moore, or the goal for Kellen Moore, should be to find ways to put the ball in Rashid Shaheed's hands. You can get creative and find unique ways to do it, whether it's a screen pass, whether it's run on jet sweeps, or you can just give him the opportunity to go make a play. He's underrated, in my opinion, as a contested catch threat. We've seen him make some really impressive catches throughout his career as the Saints, or as a Saints receiver. And we're going to look at the career rushing stats here in just a second, because I think a really easy way to get creative with Rashid Shaheed is to just let him run the ball, line him up in the backfield. He has a long of 44 yards, which, reminder, first touch of his career against the Bengals. 17 total carries, 123 yards, only one touchdown. Again, the only time he touched the ball, or the first time he touched the ball, was a touchdown, and the longest of his career as a rushing attempt. 4 of these rushes were end arounds. 1 came lined up as a running back. 1 was a screen pass that was backwards. And then the rest of the 11 carries were a variation of a jet sweep. So have Rashid Shaheed line up all over the field. Don't limit him to the outside. Don't limit him to the slot. Don't limit him to the backfield. Have him run routes from everywhere, including the backfield. Do not be afraid to put him anywhere on the offense. He is a weapon. He is a tool. He is a great talent to have, and he's also has a huge opportunity in front of him. He could cash in big time this time next year, or not this time next year, 11 months from now. He could cash in big time next offseason because he's an unrestricted free agent in 2026. And he has a $4.5 million cap in 2025. He could really raise that number if he has a big season and proves to be a reliable option, not just as a receiving threat, but as an offensive weapon and as a return specialist as well, which we already know he's good at. I think he can really, really cash in. Do not be afraid to get creative with him. Do not limit him to just a few things. You should be evolving his usage and his role every single week to try to give him something new and keep the defenses on their heels. This entire offense, ladies and gentlemen, benefits if you feed Shaheed. He is still a player that's relatively unknown. He is still a player that if you go and ask any random 100 NFL fans that are not Saints fans, they will probably still say, who the hell is Rashid Shaheed? You definitely have an opportunity to really smoke opposing defensive coordinators here with this guy. And I think that he should be a huge factor, and he is a major key to success for the New Orleans Saints. I've said it before, and I will never stop saying it. I will say it every opportunity I get. This man is the most electric player in the National Football League when he has the football in his hands. So find ways to give him opportunities to make plays. He can do it. He has all the skill, all the speed, all the agility in the world. It's just a matter of giving him the opportunity. Who Dat Nation, I really do appreciate y'all for tuning in to today's video. If you're with me and you love Rashid Shaheed, hit the sub button right here. And don't forget to lock us in for daily Saints content, not just during the offseason, but all throughout the regular season and preseason as well. Y'all stay golden. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.